Okay, it's happening.
So we're starting again, yeah?
Let's just start from where we are. Okay. Yes, Eileen.
Is it recording?
Jessica?
We are recording?
It's
Yeah.
recording. We got a little red dot. Let's do this. Essential oils made easy to help us, assist us in restful night sleep with the Bedtime Bliss Box. So let's go to our next slide, shall we? Nope. Yep. There we go. All right, the goals of this class. You want to talk about that, Eileen?
Yeah, will be to empower you. So 3 cool things about essential oils. We're going to learn how to use essential oils and how to get essential oils into your home.
Easy peasy. And we'll do this in the quickest way that we can, or the most succinct way that we can, that gets you into that restful night bed as soon as possible. All right, what are essential oils? Who is currently using essential oils in their house? I think you are, Cara. Mary, I can't see you. I think you are, potentially. Galen, I don't think you are yet, even though you have had some experience with oils. So what are essential oils? They're natural, highly concentrated compounds. So they can be found in roots, they can be found in citrus peels. Sorry about that. Leaves, seeds, flowers. And so that's where we get the ones, all sorts of kinds of oils, right? We get our peppermints, we get our lemons that come from the rind, and then we get like our ylang-ylangs and our jasmines and our roses that come from our flowers and our vetiveres, which we're going to talk about later today. It's what gives the plants its aroma. And it also is what protects the plants from environmental conditions and insects, right? So what we notice happening in these plants in nature, we'll also notice that that's how they interact with our body. So you heard me say mention ylang. Maybe I didn't mention ylang-ylang, did I?
When now?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, ylang-ylang. We had a woman in here earlier. You want to tell that about the bees and the boys?
You go.
Okay. So we were talking to a woman earlier today, and she was talking about like putting jasmine on and rose, and I shared how my mom one day had ylang-ylang on, and she was sitting out in like a garden with her friends, and all the bees kept coming over to her, right, to like figure out where is the sweet smell, the sweet nectar coming from. So ylang-ylang, jasmine, and rose can be considered an attractor, right? So it will like, quote unquote, bring the boys to the yard, if you will. So the lady and us were talking about boys and the bees, right? Maybe that's
So if you see this lady, you know who you are.
And the same is with citronella plants, right? We don't see a lot of bugs hanging around them because they're repelling them. So that's what they also do, citronella does on us. So it's a replicatable system. What we see out there also is how it interacts with our bodies and beings. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
No. Go.
All right. 3 cool things. You want to talk about safety?
Yeah, they are safe. They are 100% natural. And they do not have side effects and no addictions. They are extracts. So normally we do classes that we don't look at this thing, and because it's there, it's quite distracting. Just saying that one, really. But I really, yeah. So it's a little bit like, yeah, nah, it's not like we are nerdies. It's just like, it's that. Just putting it out there. So they are certified pure therapeutic grade. They are pure and potent, and peppermint, for example, they're talking about that 1 drop of peppermint is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So this is extremely, extremely powerful, and that's when it comes to less is more. Less oil you put is more beneficial for you and your family is less. Peppermint will be the one that will energize you, promotes clean breath, and cools the body. Some ladies with menopause sometimes use it. they reckon that it's really good. I haven't kind of got yet here, but I will be. And relieve the head tension. That's a good one when you're feeling your head a little bit like that, or you go a cold and you put a little bit that, you'll start with the peppermint. And I love peppermint. I've been using it for the last 2 years in my dream bottle, and my digestion has improved big time. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite, most used oils. I got many favorites, but that's, if I have to write a 10, she will definitely be on my 10 list, top 10.
Mary, do you have a question?
Perhaps no.
Okay, if you do, please unmute yourself at any point, and we're happy to field your question. So sometimes when we don't sleep well, the tendency can be to fill the tiredness with caffeine. And when we drink a lot of caffeine throughout the day, then it also affects the next night's sleep, right? So peppermint can be a really great alternative for that. So when you're feeling low and you're like, I could go for another coffee or a real strong black tea or whatever it is your go-to, or like eat a whole chocolate bar or whatever the tendency may be, the invitation is to try out peppermint, right? You can put, use a carrier oil, and we'll get to this too. This is fractionated coconut oil, so it's an always liquid coconut oil. Put it in the palm of your hand, and like Eileen was speaking about, less is more. Put 1 drop of peppermint in your hand and then breathe it in. And just be mindful that it's really strong, so you'll want to close your eyes.
Yeah, definitely close your eyes. Or when you put that drop on your tea, bring it close your eyes. Otherwise, you will know about it. Yeah, don't do it twice, because yeah.
And you ladies who are already using the oils, how do you use peppermint?
I love making bliss balls with it.
Good idea.
So I do a chocolate mint bliss ball, and I love Motivate. So I like the peppermint and Motivate, and which gives me focus. And I use that a lot afternoon and before I do a workout. And I like to diffuse it with wild orange. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of peppermint and wild orange and a diffuser are like the mom get it done blend, right? Like, of course you don't have to be a mom to use it, but it really helps with like the focus and the uplifting of the mood. And let's face it, often if anybody is like me, when I am tired and I have not slept well, I can be quite cranky, and often not my most productive self. So this can be a great one to have. You can probably attest to that.
Sometimes.
It's just best that I get my sleep.
Yeah.
On to the next thing. Me?
You go.
Okay, effectiveness. So how do essential oils work? That is a common question that's asked, and I love that question. So when we were young, we learned that oil and water don't mix, right? We see it in dressings often where it separates, right? Oil and vinegar, oil and water, and we have to shake it to try and get it to combine. So oil and oil do mix, right? Like with like. So around each one of our cellular membranes, there's actually an oil sac. And the essential oil can go through the outside membrane into like the nucleus of the cell and begin working from the center of the cell outward, which is incredible. And because we have really smart cells in us, right? So I never told my cells to make an ear, and yet, look at that. It just made one, right? Because it already knows what to do. So we take nature's wisdom from the outside of us, right? From these plants, and then we invite them to interact with the wisdom of our own body. And so they'll find where they're most needed, address that, and then go on to the next part of us. So that's why sometimes when I put like ice blue, which is a muscle rub, on my left knee, which sometimes feels rather tight, I can also feel it in my right shoulder that sometimes gets a little bit crunchy. I can feel some relief there. And that's because the oils traveled through my body and found its way also to my shoulders. Or that's why when Cara, right, puts On guard or easy air onto the soles of her feet where she finds the largest pores that she has, it will find its way up through her body and to her lungs, because that's potentially where it needs it, your body needs it the most.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
It's really quite cool. It's also one of the, it can also go through the cellular brain barrier. So it has the potential to support us in changing our mental chemistry quite quickly. So if we are having a moment where like I'm sleep deprived, perhaps because of that, I'm over caffeinated and I'm making poor food choices. Those three tend to go hand in hand for myself. I also then potentially am cranky and maybe easily to become tearful or lose my temper. So that's where frankincense or vetiver. So vetiver is one of the oils in the bedtime bliss. Whoop. So vetiver is extremely calming. It's really great to help with attention focusing. So if you struggled with getting distracted, and when we're tired, often our mind is easily distracted. So vetiver can be really helpful in calming that. And you went through a period where you were like obsessed with vetiver.
I was obsessed like so much that I had it in my pocket, and I'll be vetiver, vetiver. That's the only thing I could listen to, I mean, smell to. And the interesting thing was that when you smell it, that now it smells good, but before was like when you're pregnant that you have a craving. It's like the most delicious, incredible thing that you have. And when you smell it, you smell like a massive, powerful tree. And then I realized that was like a shrunk, like not shrunk, a shrub. Yeah, like a little bush with a very long roots. And it just taught me the way of how can we judge. You know, we judge people. We say, oh my God, this is an amazing tree. And then it's, you know, or the opposite, you know, oh, look, that's just like a little flower like that. But the potency that has is super, super powerful. And I used it. And then I went to a woman's circle when we chat, we hold space. And after that, I haven't used it since, like for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, I'm smelling it now. I'm liking it, but it's not like I was in love so much. And it helped me to really relax really deeply, definitely. The mindset as well, the mind that goes busy, you put vetiver and just cleans your mind.
One last thing about vetiver. It's really good for your skin. And it's also really good for trauma, symptoms of trauma. So dare I say, most of us have experienced some level of trauma in our life. And because of that wisdom in our bodies, often our bodies can hold those memories for us, even if we don't consciously hold them, and can affect our beliefs about ourselves, our beliefs about the world, and also our behaviors. And so vetiver can be a really kind ally for us and just softening any of those symptoms that we might be experiencing. Cara, are you saying something?
Sorry, my typing is so slow. I was just trying to say that I had a long drive to do, and I was at my sister's house, and she had vetiver, and she gave it to me to smell, and I smelt it, and I felt like I suddenly embodied myself and was focused and ready for that long drive, whereas before I just felt lethargic, low energy, and just not myself. And then as soon as I smelt it, I was like, let's go, you know. It was really profound. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that it was like, you're here, you're now, and you're ready to do stuff. Yeah. Karen's going to be joining us. I'm going to let her in. And let's go to the third thing. Affordability. Hey Karen, welcome.
Hi.
We're going into some background information about essential oils. And we're also talking about some of the effects of not sleeping well throughout the night. and some remedies for that.
Great.
Yeah, and because it's on a slide, you can read the general gist of it. Can you see that screen?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Glad you're here.
So they are very affordable because they more affordable than traditional medical care because you have one of these bottles in your house and they will last you for a long time. And less is more, as I've been saying a lot, you use a little bit, lasts you a long time, and it's very effective in your body and stuff. So they talk about lavender being very calming to the mind, calming for the skin, and antihistamine as well. And you have a good story about your tongue a few days ago.
Yeah. Do you want me to share it?
You want to?
Yeah,
you
well,
should.
now you just shared that I have a
Well,
story about my tongue, so I feel like I need to get real clear.
You do.
I burnt my tongue. I got a new one of those like heater mugs, and I wasn't sure how well it kept things hot. So I was like, oh, of course I'll be fine. So I took like a big gulp straight to the dome and just burnt the like the taste buds out of my mouth. And then I tried to eat something and it was super painful. And then I remember hearing that lavender is good for burns. So I went to the lavender box or into my oil box. I put lavender straight on my tongue, and then it just like, it didn't taste the best, but it didn't hurt anymore. It was really quite amazing.
Yeah, I had a burn in my thumb once and I just put lavender. I thought, okay, I got the oils. I gotta try this. So it was quite a bad burn. It was the steam of the eggs when they were cooking in camping. And I had this block, you know, this, what you call the blocks, the frozen blocks. I had my thumb in there. I take it out. It's so painful. I put lavender. I put it back on. I did like that like 6 times. By the end of the day, I had nothing on my finger. I had a little bit of residue, but no pain. It was pretty amazing.
In the bedtime bliss box, you got really into that story.
No, I just got, I don't know what came into my throat.
So in the bedtime bliss box, there's lavender peace. So lavender peace is called the restful blend. It is a little bit sweeter than the pure lavender itself because it's a blended that has hoe wood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver again, vanilla, Hawaiian sandalwood, cedarwood, and lavender. It is delicious. So this is my husband's favorite oil. He uses it a lot to transition from work to home. It's really soothing for the nervous system. It's a great one to put in your diffuser before bed or to put in a spray bottle and spray your sheets with it. It's just a really calming and relaxing blend. Yeah, so this is a great one to help you sleep, and also throughout the day if you're noticing that you've gone from like calm to like I'm gonna lose my shit, right? Lavender peace is a great one to get out. And you can just, again, use a carrier oil. And the carrier oil comes in the bedtime bliss box. So this is a fractionated coconut oil. It just means that some of the fats have been removed. So it's always liquid. And then you just put a little bit of that into the, like a size of a
Just
pea.
like that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Like a pea size in your hand. Put a couple, 1 or 2 drops of the oil. Then put it together and then just allow yourself to take a few deep breaths. Because sometimes when we're stressed as well, we stop breathing. And we forget that we have like we forget that we have a body at all, right? And we're just become a bit of a floating head that's barely breathing. Okay, next. Oh, we're on to this, go. I don't know how to make it go back, so we'll just, yep.
So 3 ways of using the oils. We go aromatic, and this is one. Here's the diffuser. I'm not aware if you do have a diffuser. Can you see me? Because I can't see me. Give me a nod. Yeah. Okay. So this diffuser here have 2 hours, 4 hours, and 12 hours. 6, 2, 6, 12. 2 times 6, 12. There we go. We'll not forget again. So lights on and lights off. The light on, you leave it on, or you leave the light off. So you can leave this running all night. When the water finish, the diffuser will switch off. That's quite amazing. And I have many diffusers, and we put them in the night, and they just run until specifically when somebody has something going on the nose, so they're not breathing very well. You just have it going, and it's great. The other one lives in the house, constantly in the living room, having a diffuser going with different senses, depends how I feel. I go with my eyes closed, choose some oils with my left hand, or alternatively, I'll go and I look in the app if I'm looking for a fly repellent, or I'm looking for calming, or I'm looking, depends. So for that, we go to the app. That's something you will receive when you start an account with us. It's a free app that is quite wonderful. You can look at all different things. And that's about aromatic. Aromatic is what Jessica said, like this as well. That will be aromatic, and it also comes to topical because you're putting it on your body. So topical, we go different ways. In this kit specifically come the peace oil that you just open it like this. I pretend it's open, and you go here, you go here, you go back of your neck like this, or soles of your feet, on your heart, here. Those are the points we normally use them, but we can always, and sometimes in your belly button, that your belly button will, those are the points that the oils will travel faster into your system, into your body.
And also up your spine.
Yeah.
Right? Like we hold a lot of tension in our backs often. And so just even taking a roller ball and rolling it up and down your spine, or having somebody do that for you before you go to bed, that can be really relaxing and feel really loving. And the diffuser, what I find is it's an atmosphere changer, right? And so for those of you who potentially are waking up throughout the night, it's really nice to have a diffuser still going in the space that's really encouraging a good night's sleep. And so any of the oils that we're talking about today, excluding the peppermint, is really good for that sleep. Yeah. And then if you only have one diffuser, you can take it from the bedroom into the living room and create a whole nother atmosphere in there. If you want it to be more uplifting or cheerful, then you can use different oils in that space too.
Until you have 8 diffusers in your hand. Never happened before to me. I had no diffusers before dōTERRA, and now I own 8 because I just got the last promotion, the 200 PVs, and it's an incredible diffuser that is portable and it's rechargeable. So you charge it and then you can have it going for a little while. I'm not sure exactly how long, I haven't figured it out yet. And then yeah, you just charge it again. So it's great, and you have a car charger as well. And it comes with an oil, citrus bloom, delicious oil as well.
That's what we're smelling right now.
Citrus bloom?
Yeah. And the last way that you can use oils is for food flavoring, right? So you can put it in your water, you can make your own little capsules, or you can put it underneath your tongue. So vetiver, which we talked about earlier, which is good for attention if you're easily distracted, or you've experienced trauma and your moods are coming out a bit sideways, you can actually put vetiver in a glass of water and drink it. It is quite strong and tastes a bit like dirt, I won't lie. And it's really helpful. So the reason why we say that you can use them for food flavoring is because of how many times that they've been tested, and they're 100% pure essential oils. So dōTERRA is the only brand that we recommend that you do this with. And of course, we encourage you to defer to your body, right? So listen and connect and ask your body if this is in the highest and best for you before you do anything like that.
And all of the bottles will tell you, here will say 1 drop in food or liquid. For flavoring use, you must look on the bottles before you take any of the oils, because some of them will say yes and some of them will say, if they don't say that, food flavoring, we will not encourage you to take them any way or shape.
And this is the kit that we're talking about today, right? So we've already gone over lavender peace, talked a bit about vetiver, talked about peace, the carrier oil. And so the last ones to talk about are balance and cedar wood.
So this is the last one, but the first one of the slides. So I use balance 3 times a day without a joke. In the morning, I go, I make my own rollerball like this, where you put 10, 20 perhaps drops in there and then lift it up to coconut oil. Now depends if you, the ratio to make your own ones is like 1 drop per year. So if you go at 1 year old, you put 1 drop and you lift it up, you fill it up with coconut oil. If you go at 2 years old, you put 2 drops and so on. But when you become around 12, 14, you will just put 15, 30 drops, depending. Now it's very relative. I always talk about my daughters. I go a 12 years old daughter, she's extremely sensitive, but my 6 years old daughter, I can treat her like an adult. I can give her the 15 drops, and my 12 years old, I gotta give her less. So the only way we can do dilution is diluted with more coconut oil and less oils. So coconut balance, it is already a blend and it already can mix with coconut oil. So I go a rollerball beside my bed, I go a rollerball in my handbag that I carry every day, and I use it constantly. And every time I use it and smell it, it's like I've never smelled it before even, and that's something very strange that happened with the oils. That's why you see us smelling them every time, because it's like, you just gotta connect again.
Balance is the grounding blend. So Eileen just brought up a really great point that if you have a bedside table or a desk or someplace like that, and you are somebody who wakes up throughout the night, it can be really helpful to have oils on your table. So you literally don't have to open your eyes, right? You can like roll over, like just put your hand over there. You know what's over there. Get out a couple of drops and then, breathe that in, roll it on the soles of your feet and your chest space, and just allow that to support you in going back to sleep.
And this is good one for men. Men likes that. My partner really likes balance. I haven't met anybody that doesn't like the balance at the moment. My auntie just bought it in Israel, and she said, I'm using it several times a day, and it's definitely helping me with stress. So it's not only our stories here, we got millions of stories from other people that are benefiting from balance and from all the oils in general.
Mm-hmm. Well, then Peace is one of the oils that actually got me into doTERRA. I smelled this blend and I thought this is a scent that I would like to smell like often. And so I'll put Peace on. So yesterday I was running late at a stoplight. I reached next to my passenger seat. I knew I had a balance over there. I picked it up, I put it on so that my journey from where I was to my destination could be far more relaxing. And by the time I got there, I wasn't making my lateness or my feelings of anxiety around my lateness the person who was waiting for me's, issue. And she hugged me and she said, "Oh, you smell so great." And I said, "Oh, thank you." That's always a nice thing to receive. And I felt really grounded and present when I arrived.
And I just want to share quickly with Peace. I had a friend that she had a son that was 8 years old, and he was weeing his bed. She started using Peace, and he stopped weeing his bed. And that, I think, is quite profound change for an 8 years old child. Super cool. And that's also a little bit of a masculine oil, more than feminine, but I like it. It's versatile as she is.
I like it too. The last one is cedar wood. So do you remember that first slide or second slide that showed, what are essential oils, and it talked about how it can come from the bark or it can come from saps of trees. And so cedar wood comes from, I think it actually comes from North America. So we have these old cedar trees in North America, and any part, and when you look at a tree, right, like it is sturdy, it is stable, and it is not in a hurry to go anywhere, right? It is really grounded, it's really present, and that's what it's going to support us in doing. It's just grounding, becoming more present, inviting more calmness, and that embodiment of our truest selves. And so that can in itself can support and promote a really restful night's sleep. Yeah. So these are the oils that come in this bedtime bliss kit. What questions do you all have?
You need to unmute, perhaps.
Or maybe you don't have questions, and that's okay too.
I think Karen looks like she got one.
No? Okay.
No, just more of a statement actually. I had a customer that bought this, and we've just done the wellness consult, and she bought this as one of her starter packs, and this was like the main one for her, and because she's having trouble sleeping, and she got it out straight away, got the diffuser on, put the balance on her feet, the lavender piece in the on her and in the diffuser, and she said that first night she already had an improved night's sleep. So that was so cool, and that was before even like the box she got like a couple of days ago, and yeah, so I was just so happy for her.
That's amazing. Thanks, Carmen.
Yeah.
So the starter packs right now are all 20% off, which is incredible. And this is like the starter option, and then you can always add, for example, a diffuser to it if you want that additional support in your bedroom or wherever you are throughout your house. And there's more options than this. Let's see if I've done it right. I have. Can you all see this screen? So dōTERRA has strategically put together kits for all sorts of needs in our life, which is amazing. There's different emotional kits, aroma touch. dōTERRA offers a training in a massage technique that's called aroma touch, and these are all the oils that are in this massage, which you can easily learn to do. It's really delightful to receive. If you want to have all the oils conveniently in a roller ball, they have this kit here, which has 10 oils in them, and in there also includes oils that could support sleep, that would support stress, calm, respiratory, immune system, digestion, all of that kind of good stuff. These 10 oils are also here. These are 5 ml bottles that include 80 or 85 drops in the 5 ml bottles. And it also has a Smart and Sassy, a 15 ml Smart and Sassy. And I love the Smart and Sassy. It's a metabolical blend, so it helps with sugar craving. It also, if you put it on your skin, supports in like tightening your skin. And you can put it in like your water if you have a tendency to want to eat sugar. And when we're not sleeping very well, sometimes that we can resort to comfort foods. So that can be a really good one to put in your water instead of eating like a bag of chips or candy bar or whatever that is. If you are like, I'm ready to go in, I want multiples of these because I'm ready to share with a lot of people, this is a great kit to start with.
It's a great saving as well.
Yeah.
$300 savings, incredible.
It is a great savings, you're right. Of the 10 oils that we were looking at earlier, these are the big bottle ones. They're 15 mLs.
That's how I started, and so do you, and so do Cara, didn't you? Well, Cara started before, but in New Zealand you started with the essential starting pack. Okay. Yeah.
Karen, were you wanting to do more DIY cleaning? Is that right? Oh.
Yes, that's what, yeah.
Okay.
Some
Cool.
DIY cleaning, yeah.
Was
But
it?
also, I was just thinking about the sleep help, but what sort of oils are there for allergies as well?
Great question. So coming down here, there's actually a seasonal blend like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So for hay fever, like symptoms,
Yeah,
sneezy, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
the lavender, peppermint, and lemon.
Oh, okay.
Those three together are magic. And I don't think you were on the call yet, but Kara's like a bit congested, and I asked her if she had the easy air drops. These are really good. My mom swears by them. Sometimes she has respiratory stuff going on, or in the past she has. She is eating or like sucking on these like multiple or at least a couple a day. And she has found that there's a marked difference for her around that. And then this On Guard is a hand sanitizing mist, right? Tea tree is really great also at like cutting down on germs. And then of course we have eucalyptus and easy air, which are both really effective at opening up the chest space and encouraging that deep breath. So this is a great kit too. And you can, if you're comfortable with taking oils internally, then you can make capsules, and you can buy empty veggie caps, Karen. And you can put 1 or 2 drops of peppermint, lavender, and lemon in there, and they work really well. And if you're not, then you just keep it in the diffuser, and then you put them in your hands and then breathe it in.
Oh, what did I do? I just wanted to show them.
Yeah. So that's, and so tea tree is good for cleaning as well.
Oh, yes.
Yep. So you can do your DIYs with tea tree. Also, On Guard is really great for cleaning. Lemon and oregano. So you might, Karen, depending on needs, the Home Essential Kit, or hold on, I'm gonna stop recording. Is that okay, everyone?
Yep.